Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Season 2 of the Commonwealth League of Legends Esports. I am your host, Tank to Crate, and my co-host here is Sneezes.
Hey guys, we got a great matchup today. We got mediocre at best against the Nocturnal Dragons coming out of the Casual Banter organization. I love both these teams. I've had the opportunity with, my team that's not in this league to scrim Nocturnal Dragons quite a bit. And I'm super excited to see the spicy things that come out of these drafts. We're already seeing Echo off the board. That's a really nice ban for mediocre at best. Gamer Fubar is an excellent Echo player, and now we just saw Silas come off. I'm wondering if this is a Silas jungle focus, if they're getting rid of it for Kets.
Well, Silas is definitely still strong at the moment, but until next patch, so might as well keep him off while you can, especially with the Pike as well, still doing really good after all the recent nerfs he has received.
Yeah, Pike is super strong. I mean, 600 gold for a kill with the ult is great. I love the bans. Every ban is targeted. Every ban is focused on what the players are good at, and you're taking power picks off the board at the same time. Echo is a sneaky strong flex pick right now. Silas is a sneaky strong flex pick. Akali is a flex pick. And then the first pick is really good here. So the way to get Xayah Rakan, you can do it in two ways. You can get Xayah Rakan by taking one of the two on blue side, or you snag both of them in the first phase on red side. Xayah Rakan are definitely the strongest bot lane duo, and now you're gonna force some kind of answer here.
And they look like they're answering.
Oh, they're gonna give it up.
Kai'Sa.
That's interesting. Synchro Ghost is an excellent Kai'Sa. He has Google stomped us plenty of times in scrims, so it seems to me this is gonna be a scaling lane. Yep, they're gonna say, hey, we're gonna take this here. I personally would have gone a different pick. Not that Nami's a bad pick. Let me rephrase. I'm sorry. I would have picked a different role at that point in the draft because you know that they're not going to pick support. So Nami is a very valuable pick with Kai'Sa, but I don't know if it fits at that point in the draft. I would have gotten a different power pick and then gone for the Nami at this phase, so you don't get it banned out in the second ban phase. This is a lot of engage coming out of mediocre at best too. This is really a really heavy, all-in team fight team.
Especially with the strong combo of Xayah Khan, they're definitely gonna be waiting for that J4 to do what he usually does with his ultimate. And Rakan, especially with the knockups on his E, I believe.
All right, so both teams opted for the bot lane jungle combos. This is like there's like a million solo lanes left, and you have to take out power picks. I'm wondering if Aatrox is going to come off the board. Fiora, good ban. What we saw in Season 1 of Commonwealth Esports is that teams loved to play around their top lane, and the best teams had the best top laners, and the top laners would try to win laning phase super hard, and then go either split push or just take team fights themselves. Illaoi was a super contested pick. Aatrox was a super contested pick. So to me, this is going to be, better solo lanes win. You have pretty even bot lanes. The junglers are both engaged junglers. Jarvan has a pressure advantage on Amumu. But Amumu's ult is so good. In the long run, it doesn't really matter. So there's so many options. Fizz, Diana, so they're really focusing the mid laner, and then Nocturnal Dragons is focusing the top. I like the different strategies. So ideally, you should have, a really powerful top lane here for Dragons, and a really powerful, advantageous mid lane for mediocre at best. So I'm wondering if this is Mordekaiser. I'm wondering. Oh nope, they're just going with the Ahri. Safe, reliable, good damage. And then they're gonna save the counter pick for their top, and they have a lot of Dare the Bears picks left. I'm not gonna give it all away, the secret sauce on the cast, but they have a lot of options to go with. And so here I would take whatever you can deal with Ahri, and then just take the safest power pick you can get. You could go Jace here and be fine. You could go Ornn, and you might have to deal with some tough laning. You could go Aatrox would be a nice neutral pick that fits all this engage that you have. You can go Jax and focus on split push. You can go Renekton. You have a ton of options. Yorick, all right. I like it. I really like it. This is basically a 4-1 composition. Nico and Ari are both going to go Glacial. You know, the teams are really mirroring what each other's doing. You have two of the most powerful teamfight ADCs. You have two engage and disengage supports. You have engaged junglers who are going to build tank. And you have glacial mid laners. They're basically both saying, hey, we play the same style. We play the same way as you. We don't care. We're going to slap you. And then Mordekaiser. So this is a really great lane pick. I'm pretty sure it beats Yorick. Someone in chat will probably correct me if that's not the case. Yeah, is it really CWE if there's no Yorick? Yeah, exactly. So we got split push on the one side, lane dominance on the other, and then almost a mirror matchup in my view. You know, what do you think, Tank 2 Crate? What do you think of these?
I definitely think that the top side is definitely going to be a very neutral fighting ground, especially with Mordekaiser having a really strong engage. But Yorick is definitely a lot stronger of a split pusher than Mordekaiser. It definitely is going to depend on which jungler answers the top lane first. When it comes to the mid lane, though, Nico has been a very strong pick recently in the current meta. So I am definitely interested to see who will come out on top in the middle.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is Yorick is a scaler, but yeah, I don't know. Mordekaiser is pretty spooky. Especially, you have to time your gank on Mordekaiser really well. If you don't hit a point where, if Mordekaiser can get 6, you have to be full health to gank him. Because if he Shadow Realms you, you're stuck just getting beat on him for a long time. So, a lot of these matchups are on a nice edge. The drafts for both teams are very good. And I really like the fact that they have a lot of mirrored strategies. One thing that I think teams should consider is giving up a little bit of lane pressure to take teleport on your ADCs or your mid laners, or both. If you're really big brain, you take teleport on all your solo lanes, but it's super hard to pull off. I can tell you, you know, coaching my rando team, we've tried to get them to do that, and we've had a lot of mixed results. And by mixed results, I mean bad results. So, you know, if you can pull off all the crazy macro stuff and show up to parts of the map, that's really valuable. But I appreciate the ignite focus. You know, these guys want to get kills, they want to snowball, they want to roam, they want to dive. Yeah, I really like what they're doing here. I think both teams are put themselves in a pretty good position. I think the distribution of comfort picks is pretty good. And the only question mark I have going into the game is, are the both mid laners running glacial? Because I think the runes and masteries are pretty clear on the other champions, but I've seen Nico's not run glacial. I've seen Ari's not run glacial. So to me, both those champions at the state in the meta, you should run glacial. But if they're not, I'm wondering if that'll create an advantage for someone, because the slows are just super powerful.
I would definitely say, without a doubt, Nico should be running Glacial Augment, especially against an Ari who has one of the craziest mobilities in the game. Not as bad as LeBlanc, but definitely when Ari gets her ultimate up, she 3 dashes on top of her flash can almost escape about anyone in this game. So
Yeah, pretty much ungankable. Go ahead. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So keeping Ari pinned down and away from their ADC, or honestly even the Rakan, just to keep anyone alive, probably would have been probably is going to be the best bet for them in this game.
So let's play the early game bingo, dude. What do we think happens in the early game? Are we going to get a 5-point? Are we going to get some spicy invade? Are they just going to fight for vision? Do you think, you know, Rakan's pretty strong invade? Ari can take charm. Even Mordekaiser can take yoink, although it's not ideal. You have a lot of options. Do you think these teams are really want to slap each other around right away, or do you think we're just going to get into laning phase and play like gentlemen?
I would definitely put my money on the early invade, because not only do they have that Mordekaiser pool, they also have the Amumu bandage toss, which is a nice stun and nice CC, as well as the Ari charm. It kind of would mess up their laning phase for about the first minute or two, but they definitely do have the ability to make a really good pick if they get a really good invade. But if the other team does do the 5 point, it's kind of a toss up.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what happens. I think so. Runes, no glacial at all on either team, which is interesting. Really fast, we saw the loading screen for a second. I got to give the Skin to Win award to Zyra Khan. You got those two gorgeous new skins, and you were matching. You know, you always love to see the power couple matching up. Very sweet, very adorable. You guys are the cutest bot lane in on the Rift right now. So really good job there.
I just recently finally got to see that skin in game, and by far, I will say it is one of the prettiest skins out there. And as we are getting underway, let's see which side decides to invade. I'm still putting my money on that red team invade.
Yeah, I think it's 50-50. It looks like they're fanning out. Usually if you invade, you're walking out of the map, you're all together. But it looks like teams want a 5 point and just gauge each other. It is the first game of the split. You don't want to go and int 2 or 3 kills and then be stuck. So I appreciate the respect here. Quick shout out, guys, while we get into the game. Please remember to follow. We really appreciate the viewership. CWE, a lot of us work really hard, not me, but a lot of other people work really hard to put this stuff on and make sure that this is a good environment for everybody. So if you follow, that'll help a lot. Eventually we're going to sub button in here. I'm going to start, putting the call to action about subs, but for now, hit that fucking monkey heart up in the top corner and we can watch these guys dance around for a minute. So, we appreciate it. We love the fact that people want to watch this stuff. And ooh, he misses the first Q of the season. That's there it is, dude. That's it. Hand over the cup.
First
We're done
official
here.
skill shot.
Shut it down, guys.
Missed.
No, we're So jungle starts. This is always the interesting piece. Both teams are doing the ADC leash. You got a basic solo queue clear is what we'll call it, and teams are just going to get into laning. We talked about this a lot last split, and I know teams are kind of just getting back into the flow, but I would love to see some more interesting jungle starts. Level 2 gank, go straight from blue to top side, do some cheese. People aren't going to expect it, and it's an easy way to make some early money. It looks like blue side down bot is going to go for the level 2 push. They got a
looks like Rakan's gonna go into the Kai'Sa flash and heal out. Are they gonna get it? Barely gonna make it out with a little over 100 health. That was a very, very good engagement for the blue side.
Yeah, a little overzealous on Psycho Ghost. Just going for that CS, I respect it. And blue side made him pay. That's what you want to get out of your Rakan. Most Rakans go W level 1 and yeah, you made him, or most Rakans go Q level 1 and they made him pay with the W. It was a nice skill choice. Oh, here we go.
He's in the top lane, but Mordekaiser is gonna burn his flash to get out.
Yeah, that was a really nice gank. The move was still clearing. Gave up a little bit of farm for that, but didn't really cost him anything. It's nice to get those flashes. The summoner lead is distinctly on blue side right now.
Still early game. A couple good matchups in this game. It's definitely going to be about I'm going to guess about the 10-minute mark. We're going to see our real team fights going on. This is just all poker. It looks like top lane. Mordekaiser are going to pull into, and it's just a little bit of a skirmish going on against each other.
Yeah, I thought initially it was tower range, but it was the minions that took the tower aggro, so that was fortunate for Mordekaiser. That could have got real ugly, or that was fortunate for Yorick. That could have got real ugly real fast, so. I think both these side lanes are so aggressive. You see the direct cameras just sending us to these side lanes 24/7. I'm kind of counting down in my head to see when the Rakan's going to jump in.
Rakan definitely has one of the
we got to pause, guys.
Pick.
I'm not sure what the nature is. Technical difficulties we're going to assume.
It would not be the Commonwealth tournament without at least a pause. One per game. Every game.
Pop that champagne corks, guys. We did it. We're hitting these milestones really fast. We're back into CWE, guys. So, yeah, not much to talk about. One thing that, again, now that we have the pause and we see the map state, we're about to get back in the game, so I'm gonna be jinxed. But PSA to junglers, guys, take your golems. The golems give the most EXP, and the first clear gives
Amumu was
reduced
finally
EXP.
going in for that game bot lane. A little too far pushed up there, but thankfully they had a ward push. And they're going to be able to... Oh, Amumu still gets the Q! That max range bandage toss under a con. Not much out of it, but definitely a really good skill grab.
It was a nice trade. I like that the Nami chained the heal off of it too.
Perfect
Very
times,
nice.
perfect times. Mordekaiser is really struggling up in the top lane, but still doing his best to farm to his advantage.
Yeah, it's, you know, chat pointed out to me it's gonna be a rough laning phase for him, and it's really because the Yorick can just go and pull his ghouls out once the Q from Mord is on cooldown. But Mord has a lot of built-in sustain. He can make stuff happen. What I was getting to before the pause happened, or during the pause, was junglers, you gotta take your golems. The golems are the most EXP outside of a buff, and they give reduced EXP on the first kill of them. So you want to clear those as quickly as possible. We saw J4 get to them.
Looks like a little bit of post going on to the Mord. Is he going to be able to get him? Minions. Oh, shield saving him. Barely.
He needs to get out of there.
And that's one of the great
Ooh,
things.
I really like this setup from mediocre at best.
And it looks like kind of as expected, a little very even in the mid lane.
Yeah, it's a bit conservative. Teams are trading heavily, but no one's committing for kills yet. Nobody wants to be the one to give up first blood, and I appreciate that.
Though, if you had to make a chance or a call, who do you think is going to be the first blood of the second season?
I think it's gonna be a topside gank or bot side gank.
Oh.
It seems like the mid lanes are both pretty safe, and it's whoever ganks one of these side lanes is gonna be the one who wins. So yeah, we're in a pretty even game state. We got the second scuttler coming up. We got an Ocean Drake teams. Yeah, it's a cop-out. You're right, chat. It is, but you know, we can only talk about game state. I don't want to give random predictions about players. It's just not, you know, it's the easiest way to be wrong. But
Mordekaiser getting a wonderful pull on the Yorick.
it's just too hard to gank the mid lane, guys. That's all it comes down to. You get a nice gank on the mid lane, and all you did was have your jungler lose half his health. Ahri and Nico are just super safe. So
though, looks like Yorick is starting to struggle now that Mordekaiser hit level power spike, especially since, if I remember correctly, as soon as Mordekaiser goes into the Shadow Realm, Yorick's beasts do not follow him.
I don't believe they do. But again, this game has so many weird interactions. I don't have a big enough brain to remember everything, so I'm pretty sure the Maiden can also get trapped in the Shadow Realm.
There we go, into the Shadow Realm, and it looks like Yorick is trying. Oh,
the Maiden is in the Shadow Realm, so he summoned it after.
Flash to escape the Mordekaiser. It looks like if since he ulted inside of the Shadow Realm, that he actually was taking damage from the beast
Maiden
inside
stay in the Shadow Realm? Or did it die? I guess it died. I didn't see it die. Yeah, anyway, here's Wagon Wheel. No, sorry, that's a meme. But yeah, really good trade. He is definitely taking advantage. I think it's just a base timer issue. Like, Yorick has a blasting wand, Mordekaiser has a blasting wand, and Yorick just has Merc Treads, which aren't really going to do that much. I wonder if Yorick can get a real item under his belt, then will that change the nature of things?
The issue with Yorick in the beginning game is his first item usually is going to be about, if I remember correctly, it should be a Triforce. That is one of the more expensive items in the game, so it is going to take a hot minute for him to get. I do believe he's going straight into stage, if that is the correct call.
Ooh,
But it looks like
that's a
Amumu's
nice
barely
throw
getting
from
caught
Boston.
out. And
That's
first
super
blood
nice
goes
throw
to
from
Huracan.
Very nice. He has 6.
Class ultimate from
Oh, we got a
Jarvan.
skirmish here. This is 3v4.
And it looks like they're going to take their money, getting the jungler out, and grab the Ocean Drake. There's not really much Red Side's going to be able to do about that, and that is going first Drake of the game.
And we're treated to our first 1,000 gold lead as well. Really nice play from Concealed Bane and, you know, the rest of mediocre at best. Really good there. Definitely the level of proactivity from them is really high. They've been pressuring this lane. They've been trying to keep the lane pushed in.
Oh, look at her going in ball lane onto the Kai'Sa. J4 with it engaged as well, but Nami ultimately gets him away from the Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa had to flash out, but thankfully J4 did the best that he could. Not having
Really
his
nice.
ultimate down, that was definitely definitely a disadvantage there.
Yeah, this is good. I really like the pressure. They're calling their jungler. They're saying, "Hey, we have an advantage. We have an advantage." They have a pickaxe. We have a BF. Let's slap them around a bit. I really like the team synergy and the teamwork here. But you gotta wonder how this top lane matchup is going. It was a 10 CS deficit. Now it's like a 9 or 8, and he's getting the push consistently. You know, Mordekaiser gets a kill or 2 here. You know, that can get out of control really quickly.
Just have to wait for that one thing to break. It looked like they were going to try to help out, but not willing to risk a tower dive.
We've hit the 10-minute mark, so if we're clutch gaming, we're getting a Rift Herald now. I wonder if either of these bot lanes is going to start sending their support on
get in and get this Yorick out of your three. There's the bandage shots onto the Yorick, and it looks like, there we go, Yorick going down to the Amumu and Mordekaiser. Now the real question is, are they going to take the Rift with that? Looks like J4 is going to clear it though.
No, I think they're going to get a turret plate. I think they're just going to settle for the turret plate in the back tower. Oh, never mind. J4 should not be doing this. Okay, it's good that he left.
Looks like they're going to actually rotate the Rift. Oh, Mordekaiser is turning back to his lane now. Definitely
They're going to get 2. Bot lane's going to get 2 plates here. That's really nice. We have a nice little gold setup here. We have about an 800 gold lead in the bot lane on blue side. A small gold lead in the jungle and in the mid lane on red side, and totally even gold in the top lane. Support gold is also pretty significant. So all of blue side's gold lead right now, their 1,000 gold is in the bot lane, pretty much, like the vast majority.
Looks like Rakan's gonna ultimate in, and they are trying once more. Kai'Sa damage output is just way more than they expect.
Yeah, the trait, the Nami W plus the summoner heal just equalized all that damage, and then Kai'Sa just gets to free hit after she CC'd. Super well played. I like that Psycho's playing this lane out a little more defensively after the early game flub. He's playing very well going into the mid game here. I want to see these teams break lanes and start really fighting though. Speaking of fighting, we got the Death Realm coming in. Yorick doesn't have a lot of options. Does he flash after him? Nope. Yeah, Jared the Bear's gonna be a problem.
It doesn't take much for Mordekaiser to start getting his lead. Honestly, after usually level 6 is where he gets his biggest power strike or power surge
spike.
with a
Power spike. Yep.
Without a doubt.
Almost got yoinked. That's a spooky one. Donating the blue. This is what we like to see. Teamwork makes the dream work, guys. You got to give your buffs to your mid laners. You know, I'm gonna be preaching about all the little things you can do to help people. I'll be here all week, guys. So.
Today's professional tip of the day is brought to you by Sneezes.
Give blue buff to your mid laner.
It does look like J4 is going for the Rift, while Yorick does have some kind of a push advantage.
Yeah, I want to see red side just move Nami or move Kaisa up and try to do something. I think teams are playing standard lanes a little too long. It was good that they did this. You know, props to blue side. But at this point in the game, in the 13-14 minute mark, you should be breaking laning phase and going on to.
Looks like in the bot lane, Kaiser's gonna get ulted by the Zaya, but it's still not gonna be enough because Nami coming in for the bubble support.
Yeah, the double bubble was really sick, and the Nami's peel is just so good. She's denying so much of this, and they just don't have a lot of options when it comes to once their front-loaded engages out of the way, it's pretty rip. You know, you don't really have a lot of you don't have a lot much more to do.
Looks like Luna's gonna come into the bot lane to try to missing his bandage toss, and
that tower's going down.
A lot of damage to the tower. At least the Mumu is trying to answer with it.
Oh, the Herald.
And that is definitely going to be first tower.
100%.
With that going down, are they just going to let it go? Or, oh, I remember flashing in, getting the ultimate off, getting the Rakan gone.
Well, you got to take something back, you know. I'm good with it. I think, you know, on paper, you would say that's a yikes play, but he knew what he was doing. He went in, he got the kill. Rakan's been positioning and playing super aggressive the whole game.
Looks like they're also going to go for Drake after this, which is definitely going to make the even out the gold a little bit for the play, but it looks like top lane, Yorick and Mordekaiser are going at it, and Yorick is going to come out on top of that fight surprisingly. So that Maiden does so much damage early game without a doubt.
Yeah, when I think Mort is suffering from the lack of Conqueror, you know, the longer these fights go, Yorick's Conqueror kicks in. He becomes so much harder to kill. The Comet was an interesting choice to me. I didn't think it was the worst. I'm wondering if it was a mistake. It very well could have been. Because you'd expect Mordekaiser's play pattern, you know, he works super well with Conqueror. I wonder what his secondary runes are. I'm going to see if I can check in here. I don't think it'll let me. No. Yeah. Oh, maybe. Hold on. Spectator client is, you know.
Being spectator.
Oh, yeah. He has Bone Plating and Revitalize. So these don't feel like the best runes to me. I feel like Mordekaiser wants the
Yorick
domination tree.
Trying to get away, but Mordekaiser is going to be pull and hit. Amumu and Ari are trying to collapse in, but Takey, Rakan, and Zaya are there to somewhat get the pressure off the Yorick.
It was good coverage. He's almost going to die.
Ari's still going in, though. Chunking Rakan in the process.
Yeah, this is a really tight game. The teams are gonna need to start grouping up. I love the way that Mediocre at Best is utilizing Nico in the side lane. She's gonna have a lot of pressure, and her really fast wave clear is gonna make someone have to go answer. And it shouldn't be the bot lane. That's the one thing I want to note. Once you're out of laning phase, you don't want your bot lane just hitting bot lane the whole game. Yeah, so now because of that, because of the play, the bot lane's stuck, there's no wave clear, they're gonna get a free mid tower. So really nice macro from Mediocre at Best here. Really well done on the macro play. So we're looking at what, just around 3,000 gold lead for Mediocre at Best.
3 tower difference, and both sides have 1 Drake as well.
Yeah. I think Nocturnal Dragons need to just group up a little bit more. They're spending a little too much time. They spend a little too much time in their lanes, and they want to be finding an advantageous fight. Whether that's around the next Drake that comes up in a few minutes, whether that's just at a random skirmish point. But the vision is a little tough too. You know, blue side's vision line is pushed up into their jungle. And red side has only 1 ward on the blue side of the map, and that's in the dragon pits. So
I would definitely say that red side definitely does need to start focusing on objective, especially with the tower difference. Just making some kind of pick or some kind of play to get bot or top tower mid, even if they get the perfect pick, because they have that Earth Drake, they have the extra little bit of damage to get it just a tiny bit faster.
The one thing I will say though, you know, it's not all is not lost for Nocturnal Dragons. They do have a pretty good scaling advantage. This Kaisa is running the tier build, and so when she gets her second item and that tier is fully stacked, the damage is going to be astronomical. Ari needs to really book it here. This could get ugly.
And it looks like Rakan's gonna pop the ultimate, but Ari's also gonna pop her.
Very nice.
Double charm coming out, and Amumu and Exai also coming to answer as well.
Yeah, they got 2 ults for 1. That's pretty worth. But now Red Side needs to find a point to make something happen. You know those ults aren't on a huge cooldown, but here's the time in the game when you go fight. Rakan has been a thorn in everybody's side. Xayah Rakan is such a strong duo.
Like
Rakan's engaged has been really carrying these fights.
Tower top lane.
Oh, Mordekaiser's got that tower. Yeah, that's So yeah, there's your answer. You know, Ari got away because it's an Ari, which is why she should be side laning at this point of the game.
And it looks like bot lane is trying to make it up to answer, but I don't know if that's going to be a good call.
Alright, we got a nice engage here. Good flash from Mordekaiser to get out. So yeah, I see someone in chat asking what we're doing. Just quick for everybody's edification, you know, this is Commonwealth Esports. It's a amateur League of Legends team, like league. We wanted to give people an environment to play competitive LCS type matches with obviously a lower skill ceiling. And so this is our second season. We had a really successful first season and we're just getting into the games. So if you guys want to watch these teams try to compete and grow as teams and people and be competitive, then this is the place to be. It's a little interesting and there's some cool people involved. We've had some really interesting and exciting games. I'll tell you background since we're action.
Rakan's gonna get the knock up on the Ari. Ari is gonna get melted, but it's still gonna make it out.
Oh, what a play!
We're going to the ultimate. It doesn't look like he's gonna. Jeez, who went down? J4 went down on top of the Nami, and Mumu now going down as well. Mordekaiser coming in to answer, but I don't know if it's gonna be
4v1, 4v3 sort of, but it's they can win. He can do it. One more hit.
Barely not gonna make it out.
Kaisa has the damage. That was a good play. He got a double kill. He's on the board now. He's got money. That was such a crazy good play from the Rakan. And then Ari, you know, Gamer Fubar answered it with a equally good play. They flash ult to get away and live through all of that damage, and CC was just insane. No courier, you know, chat. I'm not Sievert. My name's Sneezes. I'm a coach of a team that's not in this league, and I'm here to I'm just doing the color commentary. So Sievert's the guy who runs the league. I'm just here to talk about it. So thanks for being here. Would appreciate a follow. We're trying to get subs going at some point, but we need viewers and followers, so please follow. The dragon fight's gonna be good. The Nocturnal Dragon's a bit out of position, but so is Dumbkit. Sorry if I get your name wrong, by the way, anybody. And I think, yeah, we're gonna have a pretty even fight. This looks like a 5v5 here. Ooh, the clone. So watch the Rakan. That's what we gotta watch for. Whatever the Rakan does is what's gonna start all this crazy stuff off.
He still has his ultimate down, so he doesn't really have a good engage at the moment. J4 ultimate just coming back up. And it looks like Red Team is gonna try and get this. Rakan is set up.
I really like the Dragon Force here.
Rakan coming in to give the knock up to 2 of them, and the ultimate going down. God,
gotta hit the dragon. Ooh, this is disastrous for Red side.
So they got the dragon, but blue side is answering them with everything that they got. You are barely going to be able to make it out.
Blue side stole the dragon.
Oh, did blue side get the
yep.
dragon?
It was a water drake. Yeah. It was. What happened was when the engage happened, all of Nocturnal Dragons backed off except for Quetzalcoatl, the jungler. So it was just a very unfortunate situation where all of the damage stopped hitting the Drake, and then when the burst and the smite came in. I think Nico ult is actually what stole it.
Definitely a really bad situation for the red team.
Yeah, by the way, props to Sievert. I love the stream setup. We've had such a better, it's such a big improvement year 1 to 2, or like split 1 to 2. The graphics, the production value, the you know, all that stuff, the live music performance, everything's just really crazy. No, legit though, not memeing. The stream looks a lot better. It looks really good, dude. Props. So this is the point of the game that I'm gonna affectionately call the Baron point of the game. Teams should be setting up for Baron and starting to gather vision. If you can make a play and either get a pick, you should rush Baron, or if you can catch the other team with their pants down, you just take it for free. And basically, red side's way back into this game is Baron, and blue side's way to close the game quickly is Baron. But you know, we've been saying it over and over all game. Psycho Ghost now has a Rage Blade, and so he's got 2 items. His tier is almost stacked. It's super close to being stacked, and he's gonna start pumping out the damage when he gets full stacks. So all they need to do is hang in there. Everyone on red side just needs to finish an item, and then they can start winning fights. It's actually, on paper, it's not a close game, but the game state is actually still pretty good. This is going to be really tough for Mordekaiser, I think.
Is Mordekaiser not going to be able to get the damage out to deal with that Yorick?
The Conqueror is just too valuable. That's really all it is the item advantage and the Conqueror difference. It's really unfortunate. They don't have a option to yeah, they don't have enough power. The challenge is that Mordekaiser and Mumu do the same damage type, and so Mordekaiser already has a Maw and a Merc Treads, and now he's going Spectre. So he knows I'm gonna split push all game. No one can deal with me. I'm gonna out heal this Mordekaiser, and if the jungler ganks me, I don't care. So it's just a very difficult position. And this is the point of the game where the split push gets really nasty. So expect that top inner tower to go down on the next play that Mord decides to make, and expect some Baron pressure from blue side. This game, you need to pull the trigger on the 4 men. The other 4 players need to win, and then Mordekaiser needs to be stuck in no man's land. So it's up to Psycho and Fubar and Ketz and Wolfie to make something happen before Mordekaiser can get positioned and start hitting that in hit. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. I'm definitely interested to see if Mumu trying to go into the 4-man, they're gonna get J4.
That's a great ult. Mumu needs to get out of there though.
The double flash coming out. They're just trying, but I don't think.
I love the Ahri. The Ahri is playing so well. The TP in.
Out. Mordekaiser catching out Isaiah. I don't know if she's not gonna be able to escape that, or Khan's gonna try, but get smashed in the process.
The top laners are just taking over the game, but Mordekaiser isn't as strong as Yorick. So yeah, this is still the same game state that we previously saw. It was basically a wash because of all the of where all the kills went. The Ahri is low-key having an amazing game, and Rakan was playing really well earlier and didn't play bad. Like, I don't want to say that they're playing bad, but the Nocturnal Dragons are kind of looking for Rakan better, and they're like, hey, Rakan is their go button, we have to be way more careful. So actually both mid laners are playing super good. These solo lanes are super good. This is such a good game for solo lanes.
Just these top laners are currently, I mean, Yorick himself is currently dominating the game, especially with how much pressure he can put into splitting another lane, and they can't answer it on a 1v1. They have to send someone else.
Ooh, is this a death brush, dude? Uh-oh, Xayah here. Get ready.
Looks like they're trying to set
guys, don't recall.
Oh, I'm getting a pick on the J4. J4 barely getting out.
Nice buffer by J4 to escape the root. The Death Brush takes practice. That was a solid attempt, but you have to really commit to throwing all your skill shots at the same spot.
It looks like they're trying to center around Baron. Getting any pick right now would be a perfect time to get Baron for either side.
Yeah, Yorick is going to make sure they have mid pressure, and then what I think he should do is either hard split bot or send his ghoul bot by itself, and then they should just go to try to force the Baron. They still have a 5 to 6k gold lead. It's like coming up on 6k, and they're in enough of the driver's seat that if they try to answer on the Baron, you know, Yorick can just take an inhib. So, but the Man Immune is fully stacked, and you have the Stinger. You know, I'm kind of waiting for Psycho Ghost to pop off. It's not that he hasn't played well to this point, but now he has the items, and if he gets some peel and some time to free hit, he can kill everybody.
They're going for the Baron. They have 4 to answer, but York is splitting in the bot lane. That's going to be a free inhib while they answer to this Baron.
Inhib for Baron with what they have left in the tank is pretty worth it.
No, that's going to be a Nexus Tower.
Oh, they could lose the game. They have to get out and recall.
Red team got the Baron, but Yorick is just tanking through
the fast recalls will help.
And the teleport. Blue team getting 2 out of the red as well. And that's the shutdown on the Yorick.
1,000 gold shutdown though.
Straight into that Kai'Sa.
Everyone else died. That was a Hail Mary. It's a tough play. You just need to recover from here. You know, you have another item on your Kai'Sa. This is Kai'Sa's show. You just need Kai'Sa to get in a spot where she can free hit and they'll win the game. Even though the map is in a bad spot. Sorry, go ahead.
Mordekaiser tried to catch out the Xayah with his ultimate, but fun fact, QSS actually stops Mordekaiser's ultimate. Completely.
Yeah, I think that's a load of, you know, no bueno, but it's all good. It's a tough position that they're in here. I thought Mordekaiser's build was really good, and he played out the lane and the map pretty well. It just seems like the rune choice is hurting him a ton. He's missing out on the healing from the domination tree and the Conqueror, which improves his healing. It's such good synergy. It's like the best set of runes in the game. Conqueror champions are so busted. Sorry, go ahead.
Not even just the healing, just the percent true damage that comes on everything that he does. So on top of Mordekaiser doing a huge number of damage, he also gets that little bit extra of true damage as well. That's honestly what makes Mordekaiser win most of his fights.
Yeah, and with Leandries and Rylai's, you know, he's dealing that percent health damage on top of the true damage. He's in really good shape. I still think Red Team can win if they just get a team fight with Psycho. If Psycho is able to get some peel and they're able to free hit for like 4 seconds, he can literally kill everyone. This Kai'Sa is in such a scary state, and he has his Zhonyas, or he's working on his Zhonyas, so it's not out of the realm of possibility that he's going to be this unkillable monster very shortly. I'm kind of, yeah, I don't want to diminish what Mediocre at Best has done this, you know, to this point. They're definitely in control of the game, but the way that if Nocturnal Dragon is going to pull victory from the jaws of defeat, they're going to do it by Psycho popping off.
They just need to catch out the Xayah, get the Xayah down. Once Xayah is down, J4's engage is kind of he can still put out damage, but not as much as Xayah. And then they have to answer to that Yorick consistently messing in the bot lane.
What they should do is swap. In my mind, they should swap the Yorick to the other lane, because the bot lane is already gonna push no matter what. Even with Baron minions, super minions are going to be pushing in. Unless someone's literally standing there, so...
And it looks like they are going for their 4th dragon now, and it looks like they are going to try to answer to this, but the question is, how
this could be a big team fight. Double Fire Drake is really a big deal here. I don't think they're going to get in.
He's going to go, Moon, not getting in time, but definitely getting the ultimate off, flying. And there goes
really good
out of the fight. J4 getting the ultimate. Yorick shutting down the Kaisa and the Mordekaiser, and now there goes Nami for the Xayah triple kill.
Valiant effort. Xayah got a ton of peel there. Jarvan played it well. Rakan played it well. I think Nocturnal Dragons were just not on the same page in that last moment, but it was a desperation play. Both teams played really well. Both teams had some good moments and some bad moments, and I think a few small tweaks. Nocturnal Dragons is going to come back next week and look really strong. Props to both teams. What do you got for MVP? Early game, I really wanted to say Rakan, and so I want to stick to it. But the Yorick definitely took over the game and had a huge impact.
I have to give it to the Yorick. The Yorick applying pressure, dominating in the top lane, without a doubt, and not only having the most CS in the game, but definitely did really, really well in that last team fight, and catching out the Xayah or the Kaisa. My apologies.
No, you're good.
Just to make sure that their biggest amount of damage was out. And after the Xayah fall or the Kaisa fall, Xayah just helped clean up the rest of this fight.
I'm gonna still give it to Rakan. He had 75 vision score when the next highest had like 45. He just had such a monster game. He was the primary engage. He also peeled really well for Xayah. He kept the team in the game. Yeah, he was disgusting. I'm giving it to the Rakan. Just my opinion. You guys are welcome to just chat is welcome to disagree or agree, but I gotta give it to Concealed Bane. You know, MVP game 1. That's my vote. Well done, Concealed Bane. Really nice fucking Rakan. Excuse my French.
I'll still give a very small shout out to the Mordekaiser, who, even with a very iffy lane and going against not a hard counter, but a pretty good counter mode, he still did a really good job. He still was trying in each of the team fights to get some kind of pick or some kind of kill. So Mordekaiser also doing really well on the red side.
Yeah, I think he played really well, given the matchup and given his item or his rune struggles. I think he was in a decent position in the game. He still made his impact. To me, it was just about the way that the team fights were executed. It seemed like that mediocre at best was on the same page a little better. It seemed like there was very push and pull to Nocturnal Dragons. One was going in, one was going out. So it was really good. A really nice game. It was a good way to kick off the split, guys.
So that wraps up the very first game back into the second season of the Commonwealth. Don't go away, because in the next 10 minutes, we will have our next contestants, which are the Lionheart Esports versus the exclamation mark Roar, coming at you at 2100. Stay tuned, and I hope y'all are enjoying our comeback into the second season.
Remember to follow and please feel free to chat. We will interact with chat a little bit during some of the slower periods. So thanks very much, guys. Looking forward to game 2.